All right, so again, I shouldn't say again, because this could be the first video you ever watch. I just shot another video, and what I'm doing is kind of a vintage gear review on some turntables I have. The reason I'm doing that and I'm not repairing things in my shop, or I'm not even shooting this video in my shop, is because we're at the tail end of a winter storm, and it was 20 below zero this morning. My garage is like 25 degrees. And I'm not shooting any videos out there. I'm not even working on anything because it's too cold. So I thought, house is empty, family's gone. Let's make some review videos of some of this vintage gear. So I just shot one on another turntable. I'm actually doing a head-to-head. This turntable versus another linear tracker from almost the same year. In fact, I think they were from the same year. But I'll save that video for, or I'll save more information on that video for when I actually film the comparison. So here we have a Mitsubishi LT30 linear tracking turntable. Now, I'm going to be honest and upfront with you. I love the look of this turntable, and I am a fan of Mitsubishi turntables. Very, very, very high quality turntables. I would say these are every bit as good as like a Sony or a Denon when you're talking about the quartz lock turntables, right? Direct drive. So linear tracking turntable. Some of the features and functions on this, and I know I stole that phrase from Captain Dave. He does turntable restorations, and he always talks about the features and functions. But really, that's what I'm going to go over today. So first, let's go over the size. This thing is a beast. It's 33 pounds, and the dimensions are 20 by 7 by 17. So I believe, I don't have a tape measure. I don't know if it's 20 by 17 or 17 by 20. I don't know. So I'm not sure what's length width, but anyway, it's a 20 by 20 turntable, right? For the most part. So some of the features of this, and I'm going to go over how to operate this as I'm explaining the features to you. So let me move the camera over and zoom in just a tad. And here's the weird thing about several of the Mitsubishi turntable models. To turn it on, you actually unlock the tone arm. So once I do that, let me zoom out. You'll see the sensor light turn on, and you'll see these function lights turn on. Right? So I've just powered the turntable on. Now in terms of features and functions on this thing, so features, there are two kind of alignment knobs here. I believe those are for vertical tracking. Honestly, I didn't really look at this that closely. No, I don't know what those are for. Huh. I'll have to check. I'll add whatever those are for down here somewhere once I go to edit the video. So, okay, so here's what's going on with this particular turntable. If you see a turntable, quartz lock, direct drive, and there are slats, right? Or slots in the slip mat, there's some type of auto sensing going on. So this light, right, shines on the slip mat, and then it's picked up through some prisms, and some sensors will sense the size of the record. So this is like, you can put on a 45 and it's got to automatically sense it to 45, right? A 33, it's going to sense it to 33. Now that can get you into trouble with a clear record, or like a record that's translucent. So sometimes you've got to be aware of that. There are ways around that, right? to play those records automatically. In terms of how this thing operates, right? So we have a start button, although the S is gone, so this is TART. We have a TART button, start button, stop. These also move the tone arm in and out because you can see the directional arrows. We have the platter on or off, right? So we can run this manually. I can turn it on, turn it off. We have speed selector, we have a repeat, and then we have a lift and a cue button. We also have, which is kind of cool, is you can see that there's a tracking error, and then you have a little arrow So if I believe the way this works is, if there was a tracking issue, you'd see a little green arrow light up here. Like if it wasn't tracking right, or if it's moving slow or fast. There's also a quartz lock button, and then the repeat function, and then there are some indicator buttons for up, down, left, and right. Now I want you to pay attention to how much noise this makes when I hit the start button. Whisper quiet, right? So the reason I bring that up is I just shot the video on the Yamaha, and the Yamaha was not whisper quiet. So again, I'll save what's going on about that when I do the head-to-head comparison. But whisper quiet, so this actually rides on a rail, right? So, and here's the thing with any linear tracking turntable, there is going to be maintenance required. Dust will find its way back there. Sometimes you have to lube components back there. Other times you leave them dry. So this one is I'd have to look at the service manual to see if there's any lubrication. I believe when I looked about a week ago, there was not anything that you had to do. Right. So if I wanted to lift it up, send it over, right, and notice it's not moving real quickly, but it is silent, absolutely silent. And what I want to do is just get it to the end of the record and then drop that tone arm down and then show you the auto return. And again, I'm not shooting any, we're not listening to this because it's kind of lame to just listen to a turntable through YouTube, right, or over YouTube. There's really no sense in that because you can't really tell anything about the audio quality. Plus, you know, all of those other things that come into play make the sound of a turntable different. So what cartridge do you have? What tracking is it at? What speakers is it through? What record selection is it? Right? So it hit the run out groove and it returned to the end. Super quiet. I can't, again, I'm biased. Mitsubishi turntable fan here. I think this turntable is gorgeous. I think it would be an awesome buy. If you could find one at the right price. I'm going to cover pricing and all that stuff when I do the comparison video, the head-to-head video between the two. But, you know, if you can get one at a decent price, if you pay attention, I wouldn't hesitate picking one up. But I will say that these are prone to have probably more complex issues if you find one that's not working. So I think the Yamaha is a little more service friendly than the Mitsubishi would be. I don't know that for a fact because I haven't done a deep dive into either one. I'm just going by what people say about them on like Hi-Fi Engine or Audio Karma. Either one could be a disaster or a nightmare. Either one could be easy peasy to repair. Just depends on what it is. But I know that these don't get as much love as they probably could due to that fact, due to the reason that maintenance can be a bit of a headache on these. Right? So manufactured somewhere around 1981. It's hard to date some of these without finding specific manufacturer years, you know, and then you have to go by what you see on the internet, which could, you know, may or may not be accurate. Although the service manual for this, and by the way, this is also marketed under the brand Diatone LT3, I believe. But anyway, when I pulled down the service manual for this, it was dated 1981. So I'm just saying 1981-ish. Could be 79, could be 83. I don't really know when they manufactured these. But big, chunky, beautiful turntable. Absolutely beautiful turntable. Right? So if you come across one of these at a good price and if it's working, I'd pick it up. And again, I'll talk pricing in the next video. So as always, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.